Have you ever felt paralyzed by money? You know you should be doing something, investing, savings, paying off debt, but the sheer number of options is overwhelming. Should you use a Roth IRA or a 401k? Should you pick index funds or individual stocks? Should you follow a budget? Should you stop buying lattes? The financial world feels like a secret club and you don't have the password. So you do nothing. You leave your money sitting in a savings account where it's slowly eaten away by inflation. You tell yourself you'll figure it out later, but later never comes. And all the while, you feel a growing sense of guilt and anxiety, knowing you're leaving a fortune on the table and not building the life you want. What if I told you that 85% of personal finance is not about complex spreadsheets or picking the perfect stock? What if you could set up a simple automated system in just a few hours that would make your money flow exactly where it needs to go every single month without you ever having to think about it again? This is not about cutting coupons or depriving yourself of joy. This is about designing a rich life, lived on your own terms. By the end of this deep dive, you will have a complete, step-by-step, no-excuses playbook to automate your finances, start investing for the long term, and finally spend your money guilt-free on the things you truly love. And our guide for this journey from financial confusion to effortless control is the one and only Ramit Sethi. Ramit is not your typical boring finance guru. He's a Stanford graduate in psychology and technology, a behavioral finance expert, and the founder of a massive online business helping millions of people live what he calls a rich life. His best-selling book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, now in its second edition, is not a book of theories. It is a practical 6-week program. It's an action plan. It's famous for its direct, no BS style and its focus on psychology and automation over deprivation and budgeting. This leads us to the book's powerful one big idea. Forget the lattes. Ramit wants you to focus on the 5 to 10 big things that actually move the needle. Set them up to run on autopilot and then get on with your life. To master this system, we're going to structure our deep dive around Ramit's core pillars. First, we will dismantle the biggest lie in personal finance, the myth of the budget. We'll learn why they fail and what to do instead. Second, we will build the engine of your financial life, the automated money flow system. This is the heart of the book, showing you how to set up your bank accounts and investments to run themselves. Third, we will demystify the most intimidating topic in finance, investing. We'll cover Ramit's simple, effective strategy for long-term growth. And finally, we'll get to the fun part, conscious spending, and how to design your own unique, rich life. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a get-rich-for-life system. Let's get started. Golden nugget number 1, the myth of the budget and the power of conscious spending. Let's start by killing a sacred cow. What's the first piece of advice every financial expert gives you? You need to make a budget. You need to track every single dollar, categorize every expense, and feel a wave of shame every time you overspend in a category. Ramit Sethi's response to this? Budgets suck, and they don't work. Why? For the same reason that most strict diets fail. They are based on deprivation and constant willpower. Tracking every expense is tedious, time-consuming, and emotionally draining. You might stick with it for a few weeks, but eventually, life happens. You get tired, you make a mistake, and you give up, feeling like a failure. It's a system designed for robots, not for human beings. The problem with budgeting is that it focuses on the minutia. It's obsessed with the $3 latte. Ramit argues that there is a limit to how much you can cut, but there is no limit to how much you can earn. Obsessing over tiny expenses is a losing game. It makes you feel poor and creates a scarcity mindset. So if budgets are out, what's the alternative? It's a system Ramit calls the conscious spending plan. Instead of looking backward at where your money went, you are proactively telling your money where to go before you spend it. It's a plan, not a postmortem. Here are the 4 categories. Fixed costs, 50 to 60% of take-home pay. This is your rent or mortgage, utilities, car payments, insurance, and debt, the stuff you have to pay every month. Investments, 10%. This is for your long-term wealth. This is the money you put into your retirement accounts, like a 401k or a Roth IRA, that you won't touch for decades. This is non-negotiable. Savings, 5 to 10%. This is for your short to medium-term goals, things like a down payment on a house, a wedding, a vacation, or a new car. Guilt-free spending, 20 to 35%. This is the magic category. This is the money you can spend on anything you want completely guilt-free. Lattes, dinners out, clothes, hobbies, travel, whatever. The beauty of this system is its simplicity and its psychology. Once your fixed costs, investments, and savings are taken care of, you know that whatever is left in your checking account is yours to spend. You don't need to track every purchase. You don't need to feel guilty about buying a round of drinks for your friends. The important stuff has already been handled. So for you, the how-to is this. For 1 month, just track your spending. Don't judge it, just see where it's going. Then sit down and map it to these 4 categories. Are you spending 80% on fixed costs? Then you know you have a problem. Is your savings rate 0%? Now you have a clear target. This plan isn't about restriction, it's about alignment. It's about consciously deciding what your rich life looks like and then designing a money system to make it happen.
Okay, so a conscious spending plan sounds way better than a guilt-ridden budget. But a plan is just a piece of paper. How do you actually make it happen, month after month, without relying on willpower? This brings us to the absolute core of Ramit's entire philosophy. It's the engine that drives everything else.
Golden nugget number 2, the automated money flow system. This is the heart of I Will Teach You to Be Rich. Ramit's central belief is that the best systems are the ones that work automatically. You should spend a few hours setting up the right system and then let it run in the background for years, making you wealthy without you even noticing. The goal is to move money from your paycheck to where it needs to go before you have a chance to spend it. This is the concept of pay yourself first, but on steroids. Here's a step-by-step breakdown of the ideal automated money flow. Step 1, the accounts. You need 2 key bank accounts. A checking account from a bank with great customer service and a huge ATM network. This is your command center. A high-yield savings account, likely from an online bank. This is where you'll keep your emergency fund and your short-term savings goals. The interest rates are way better than a traditional savings account, and the fact that it's at a separate bank makes it slightly harder to access, which is a good thing. Step 2, connect the pipes. Your paycheck gets direct deposited into your checking account. This is the source of all the money. Step 3, the first automatic transfer, your investments. From your checking account, the very first automatic transfer that should happen every month is to your investment accounts. If you have a 401k at work, this happens automatically before your paycheck even hits your account. This is the best free money you'll ever get, especially if there's a company match. The day after your paycheck hits, you should have an automatic transfer set up to fund your Roth IRA. We'll talk about what that is in a minute. Step 4, the second automatic transfer, your savings. Also the day after your paycheck hit, set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your high-yield savings account. This is for your savings goals, your emergency fund, your vacation fund, your wedding fund. You can even have multiple sub-savings accounts for different goals. Step 5, the final automatic transfer, your bills. Set up all of your fixed costs, rent, utilities, credit card bills, car payments, to be paid automatically from your checking account. The result? What's left in your checking account after all these automatic transfers and payments have happened? It's your guilt-free spending money. The system has already handled all the responsible stuff for you. You are free to spend the rest however you want. So for you, this is your weekend project. It might take 3 to 4 hours to set all of this up, to open the accounts, to set up the transfers, but those few hours of work will pay you dividends for the next 30 years. You are building a machine that will make you rich in your sleep.
Golden nugget number 3, demystifying investing, the 85% solution.
All right, this is the part where most people's eyes glaze over. Investing. It sounds complicated, risky, and designed for Wall Street experts. Ramit's message is a breath of fresh air. Investing is not that complicated, and you, yes you, can and should be doing it. He argues that we don't need to be perfect, we just need to be in the game. He calls this the 85% solution. It's better to get started with a simple, pretty good plan today than to wait years trying to find the perfect plan that gets you to 100%. So what does this pretty good plan look like? First, understand the goal. The goal of investing for most of us is long-term growth. We are putting money away now so that in 20, 30, or 40 years, the power of compounding will have turned it into a much larger sum. This means we are not trying to time the market or pick the next hot stock. That's gambling, not investing. Second, choose your accounts. For most people in the US, there are two main types of retirement accounts you should use. A 401k or 403b. This is the account you get through your employer. The money is invested pre-tax, and many companies offer a match. They will contribute free money to your account if you contribute. If your company offers a match, you must contribute enough to get the full match. It is a 100% return on your money. Not taking it is like setting a pile of cash on fire. A Roth IRA. This is an individual retirement account you open on your own. You contribute with after-tax money, which means when you withdraw it in retirement, it is 100% tax-free. This is a huge advantage. So the simple order of operations is contribute enough to your 401k to get the full company match, then max out your Roth IRA every year. If you still have money left over, go back and contribute more to your 401k up to the legal limit. Third, choose what to invest in. This is the part that paralyzes people. Ramit's advice is incredibly simple. Invest in low-cost index funds. An index fund is a basket of stocks that automatically tracks a market index, like the S&P 500, the 500 largest companies in the US. Instead of trying to pick individual winners, you are buying a tiny slice of the entire market. It's simple, it's diversified, and the fees are incredibly low. A great option for many people is a target date index fund. You simply pick the fund with the year closest to when you plan to retire, like a target date 2060 fund. This fund will automatically adjust its mix of stocks and bonds to become more conservative as you get closer to retirement. It is the ultimate set-it-and-forget-it investment. So for you, the how-to is clear. Go to the website of a low-cost brokerage like Vanguard, Fidelity, or Charles Schwab. Open a Roth IRA. It takes about 15 minutes. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account for a certain amount each month. Use that money to buy a single, simple, low-cost target date index fund. Done. You are now a more sophisticated investor than 90% of the population.
Okay, we've built the machine. The money is flowing automatically into our savings and investments. The responsible stuff is handled. Now what? This is where Ramit's philosophy truly separates itself from every other personal finance book. This is where we get to the rich life part of the equation. Golden nugget number 4, the art of conscious spending, living your rich life. What is the point of all this saving and investing? Is it just to accumulate a pile of money so you can sit on it like a dragon? No. The point of money is to help you live your rich life. And your rich life is unique to you. Ramit says a rich life is not about having a private jet. It's about freedom, options, and the ability to say yes to the things that truly bring you joy. Maybe your rich life is about traveling to a new country every year. Maybe it's about being able to take your parents out for a fancy dinner once a month without looking at the prices. Maybe it's about having the financial freedom to work part-time and pursue your art. Maybe it's about buying all the books you want without feeling guilty. The key is to define it. You have to get specific. This brings us to the second half of the book's big idea. Spend extravagantly on the things you love, and cut costs mercilessly on the things you don't. This is the anti-budgeting philosophy in action. Most people try to cut 3% from every category. They try to find cheaper coffee, cheaper groceries, cheaper everything. This is miserable. Ramit's approach is to identify your money dials. These are the 2-3 categories where you're going to turn the spending dial all the way up to 11. These are the things that bring you immense joy. For Ramit, one of his money dials is convenience. He will happily pay for business class flights, Ubers instead of the subway, and a personal trainer because it saves him time and hassle. But he doesn't care about expensive cars or designer clothes. He has ruthlessly cut costs in those areas. So for you, the how-to is a fun exercise. Identify your money dials. What are the 2-3 things you absolutely love spending money on? Write them down. Be specific. Identify the areas you don't care about. What are the things you spend money on out of habit or social pressure that bring you no real joy? Maybe it's cable TV, buying lunch at work every day, or having a new phone every year. Create a plan to realign your spending. How can you cut costs mercilessly on the things you don't care about in order to free up more money to spend extravagantly on the things you do? You might cancel 3 subscriptions you don't use to pay for one amazing dinner out each month. This is the ultimate goal of the system. The automation handles the saving and investing. The conscious spending plan gives you the freedom to use your guilt-free spending money to build a life that is uniquely, unapologetically yours. So let's zoom out and look at the powerful integrated system that Ramit Sethi has given us. This is not a collection of tips. It's a complete philosophy for a life of financial control and intentionality. We started by rejecting the guilt and shame of budgeting and replacing it with a forward-looking conscious spending plan. We then built the engine of our wealth with the automated money flow system, a set-it-and-forget-it machine that pays ourselves first and handles our responsibilities without requiring any willpower. We demystified the scary world of investing, learning that an 85% solution using simple low-cost index funds is more than enough to build incredible long-term wealth. And finally, we learned the true purpose of it all, to use our money to design our unique, rich life, spending lavishly on what we love by cutting mercilessly on what we don't. It all comes back to that powerful idea we started with. Focus on the big wins, automate the process, and then live your life. It's a system designed to give you back your time and your mental energy so you can stop worrying about money and start using it as a tool to build a life of intention, freedom, and joy.
This book has a command in its title, I will teach you to be rich. It implies that you have to do something. Knowledge is nothing without action. So here is your challenge, a 2-minute mission to take the very first, most important step in this program today. I want you to take out your phone or a piece of paper right now, and I want you to answer this one question. What does my rich life look like? Be specific. Don't just say financial freedom. What does that mean to you? My rich life is being able to fly home to see my family 4 times a year without worrying about the cost. My rich life is having a house with a beautiful garden and being able to hire someone to help me maintain it. My rich life is working only 4 days a week on my own business. Write it down. Define it. This is your why. This is the destination that will fuel your entire financial journey. Everything else, the accounts, the automation, the investments, is just the vehicle to get you there. And to make this real, I invite you to go to the comments below and share one specific detail of your rich life. Let's create a vision board of what we're all working towards. Thank you so much for joining me for this deep dive into I Will Teach You to Be Rich. I hope it's given you the confidence and the clear action plan you need to finally take control of your financial future. If you found value in this video, the best way to support the channel is to hit that like button. It's a high-return investment for all of us. And if you want more deep dives into books that give you practical systems for a better life, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Our next video will be a deep dive into Morgan Housel's The Psychology of Money, which is the perfect companion piece, exploring the behavioral biases that drive our financial decisions. Thanks again for watching. Now go out there and start building your rich life. I'll see you in the next video.